Hello and welcome back to All the Mods 10 to the Sky. Today is episode 5, and last time we got ourselves set up and prepared to start doing some farming. Got ourselves some mobs. We had a gateway that we fought in order to get the rewards of these cows, chickens, sheep, and pigs, as well as some basic farming materials. We also got power set up over here with this magmatic generator running off of lava, and improved our ore processing. Today, there are a couple different things that I would like to work on. I want to see about getting ore processing, specifically automatic sieving, up and going, if possible, as well as improving our farming capabilities. So, to begin with, when it comes to the auto sieving, we basically just need a whole bunch of iron. We'll need some glass, some terracotta, and some gold. And we might even look at making another one of these magmatic generators, expanding our lava power production. But we'll figure that out kind of when we get a little bit further. And I did want to kind of check on the quest, see where we are when it comes to completing this first chapter. Looks like we still need to do Witchwater, Soul Sand, Netherrack. And it looks like this Gateway Pearl didn't activate. But other than that, I think we're pretty much done with the starting out quest line. And we can look at what some of our next steps are going to be. Yeah, it looks like we got AE2 coming up. I'm excited for that, getting our storage system going better. Apotheosis we'll get into eventually. Mechanism. Maybe even create for some of our resources. But we'll figure that out when we get there. Okay, so for now, I think I want to focus on automating resources. To begin with, we're going to need some of these flux hammers. So we'll need some iron out of here. We're going to need some wood. We'll need some diamonds. And the two resources I want to focus on first with our sieving is going to be dust, mainly for redstone, because we're going to need a lot of redstone coming up. And then we'll do gravel. That'll get us all of our other important resources, gold, iron, diamonds, stuff like that. So let's see, we have a little bit of glass in here. I don't think we have any sand sitting around, so what I might do is go ahead and grab some cobblestone real quick. We'll grab our hammer here, and we'll grab our stick, and we can go ahead and get this hammered up. That'll get us some compressed gravel, and then we can hammer that into sand. And can we just smelt this? It looks like we can. It looks like that does smelt pretty quick. And that'll get us a whole bunch of glass. Honestly, that's probably more than we need, but it'll be good to have. We'll use it as we continue onward. We did need some gold too. I do remember that. And then the terracotta was the other thing. We need gray terracotta, or cyan terracotta, it looks like. Which honestly, I think we can do pretty easily. Whenever we did that gateway, and it looks like also probably from sieving, yeah, sand. We got plenty of cactus. So we can use our lapis over here for blue dye. blue and green, plenty of cyan. We do need more clay, which we can get from using dust on a barrel. So we'll grab a little bit more cobblestone here. We'll break this down to dust. And then we can compress that and then use that on a barrel with some water in it to get clay, which we can then smelt. Let's get that dust compressed. Do it even one more time. We can go ahead and sieve this. Get those resources in there. And I thought I had salt in here, but it looks like maybe I don't. I'll just toss that up there. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab this. Grab a barrel. And actually, it raining right now is kind of perfect for us. Oh, and something that I realized that I could do is right now I just had this water tank. And I was using that as my, as my source of water. Something that I can do is smelt up a little bit of this clay here. Is I can go ahead and make myself. Did I have any regular? No, I don't. A sink from cooking for blockheads. And what this sink will do is it'll essentially be an infinite water source, but all in one block, which is nice. There we go. We'll keep that with us. And then we can also have these here. Alright, that'll make us some compressed clay. We'll get a little bit of this smelting. And we can just wait for these to fill up from the rain. We might as well. Alright, and then we can take this terracotta here. And we'll use this to make ourselves upgrades. I think we'll probably... Yeah, we're going to need a decent amount of these. It's like we just need more terracotta, which should be pretty easy to get. Oh, what are we missing? Oh, we do need more green dye. Okay. Gotcha, gotcha. Go ahead and grab that. And we will need... This will be cobblestone to gravel, sand to dust, cobblestone to gravel. So we'll get that. And then we need to make some iron bars. We'll need a couple hoppers. Actually, we'll probably need more than that. Oops. Let's break some of this down into iron. We'll need, I think, 5, maybe 6. I probably should have checked to see if I had any hoppers in here. Okay, and these are just going to be single sieve. I think that takes some slabs as well. And we'll just toss that clay in there for now. I should have probably checked. Yeah, I can't smelt that. Okay, so we'll need 2 of these oak sieves. And then we'll make 2 flux. Alright, for now, we can probably just put these right... Might actually move this forward one. Right here. And then, in order to get these flux hammers, we're going to need a couple diamond hammers. And then some glass panes. Perfect. Alright, and then we'll just do... Oops. These stacked on top of each other. So this one will be putting cobblestone to gravel, gravel to sand, sand to dust, and this one we'll need one more flux hammer for. And this one will just be cobblestone to gravel. So we'll grab some of our cables. I need to make a couple more, it looks like. Did we have any more steel? We did. Go ahead and grab that. Craft up some of these energy cables. We'll get these put up. Perfect. And then we need to bring our cobblestone from here over to there. So let's clear out our inventory real fast. Let's actually get these upgrades tossed in here. Oh, was I missing some? I guess I was missing one set of them. Wouldn't be an issue. Perfect. Go ahead and grab those. There we go. And so all of this combined is going to be 128, 256, 384. 384, right? 128 plus 256. I think it's 384. Anyway, it doesn't really matter too much. We're generating plenty of this. It's making 1280. So I'm not too worried. As long as we aren't running everything all at once all the time, I think we should be in a good spot. How do I want to do this? I'm guessing probably just pipes. It'll be a little janky at the moment, but should get the job done. We'll do like this. Make these. Go like so. And then connect all this up. Make that not connect. Pull any items? It did not. Cool. Alright, and then we will probably need to upgrade that. Need some redstone. Let's go ahead and sleep real quick, get rid of this rain. And then we will make a pipe upgrade. Some iron nuggets. Let's just do this. And I think actually I want to go all the way to diamond. It's a little expensive with our redstone right now, but there we go. And what that'll do is this will let us filter, because it's probably pulling the wrong thing right now. No? It's okay. Alright. Cool. And then the way that you configure these get this put away. The way that you configure these hammers is you grab another hammer. In fact, I'm just going to make a diamond one. And when you hold this in your hand, you can see that this little square appears. You just hold shift and click on the side, and then it'll output on that side. We want this to be outputting on the bottom, and this to be outputting on the bottom as well. And so here in a sec, yeah, we should start seeing this sand goes into here, and then dust in the end. I'm not sure why this... Oh, I didn't connect it to power. That explains it. Alright, so that'll put gravel into there. Perfect. And I think, yeah, with these two, we can just make an output. I kind of actually... What I might do is make some controller access points. Because I think that all of the resources that these are generating should be coming from our resources. Sorry, all of the resources that these generate should already be in this drawer system over here. So let's make 2 more meshes. Let's grab some flint, some iron, some gold, diamonds. Let's get these upgraded. In fact, I might even... Oh, right, we're not going to be able to get this netherite template for a while. We need to summon the possessed hoglin. So, yeah, that's going to be... Or go to the nether and try to get it from that. Yeah, some diamond will do for now. This should be plenty. And then we need to make these controllers. That's going to require some redstone. I think it might take some quartz as well. Do we have quartz in here? Okay, so if we look up controller access point, we need 2 repeaters and 4 blocks of quartz, and then just some drawers. We can just use these, so that'll be fine. And what are we missing? We need more drawers. Alright, so we can toss these here, and then go ahead and grab our linking tool. This is out of range, so we will need an upgrade for that, which shouldn't be too bad. Let's get this terracotta. We can just toss it in here, I guess. We'll need some more wood. Make some chests. We'll see if that is... Yeah, that's plenty of range. So we'll link these. See if that works. Perfect. So now these will start getting us resources. Should see it ticking up over here. We'll kind of see... We see the numbers go up. I think I saw that iron tick up. Just want to verify. Yep, there it goes. Cool. Alright, and eventually, what we can do is upgrade these to diamond, and we'll be processing a lot faster. Before we do that, though, I want to make sure that we upgrade our power infrastructure, because the amount of RF it takes is going to be pretty significant. But this should, yeah, be generating us resources in the background. And I might even switch this over to a chest. Now that I think about it, I'm a little worried that it isn't doing as many items as it could. So we'll just set this as a chest for now. And then I'll have this chest via a pipe. Run into our storage. And we can upgrade that as we upgrade our item throughput. Okay, cool. So that means that we have our resources now sieving automated. It is not the best setup, but it's enough to get us by. And we can start looking at some other options. I think our next thing, honestly, because we do have a decent amount of resources from whenever we were sieving earlier, I think our next goal should be upgrading our power so that we can start scaling this this sieving. And I think I do want to keep the lava. I think that's probably going to be our best bet here. But I think this time we will go the porcelain clay route. And we will make a whole bunch of... Oh gosh, I forget what they're called. Crucibles. A whole bunch of the crucibles. That'll be how we do it. So let's get that crafted up. Porcelain clay. Want to get a decent amount of this if we can. And we'll get this smelted. Because the big thing is getting applied logistics set up is going to take power, and it's going to take a lot of Certus quartz, redstone, glass, iron, gold. Things that we have, we just don't have a lot of yet. Yeah, so scaling this up kind of as soon as we can is going to be pretty big for us. And I'm actually starting to think I might even add sand here as well, because I'm pretty sure that Certus quartz, yeah, it comes from sand. But the main stuff that we need for our generators comes from the other ones. So it's kind of a either way works for now. I just want to toss an upgrade. Oops. Onto this pipe here. Just make sure it's going as quick as we can. And you know, is it worth, I wonder... Well, I guess here's the thing, right? Is that if we want to upgrade these to diamond, we don't really, like, we need to be generating 512, not just for one of them, like for the sieving, but for all of these steps along the way too. So for every single one of these, we need 512. So I think that might be our goal then. I think the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to build out a platform. That's interesting. Is this from having these barrels here? I don't know if I've seen that like mossy cobblestone spread before. That's kind of interesting. Huh. Anyway, that's new to me. But yeah, I think I want to set up a platform underneath us, and that's where we will work on setting up our lava generation. We do have enough ender pearls that I think I'm okay with going ahead and making some elevator blocks. These will allow us to go up and down nice and easily. Let's grab some cobblestone. And actually, yeah, inventory is going to be applied logistics, getting it set up so we can have less inventory woes is definitely going to be a big goal for us here. Okay, so how far down do I want to go here? I think this is probably good enough. So we'll grab our stick, we'll uncompress some of this cobblestone, and eventually I will go through and start making things look prettier. For now, my main focus is just kind of gathering more resources for us. And everything else is rather secondary at the moment. Get this out of the way. Okay. And we'll basically just make the same size island that we have up above, down here. Just keep things nice and organized. Alright, and then yeah, with this we can go up and down. Let's grab some torches down here. Does this have? It does have a light overlay. I would actually like to, if I can, use the number instead. Did we have multiple overlays here? I don't know why it's showing both. Alright, I figured it out. There's another mod in here that also added its own light overlay. So I just rebound that. So now we can just see where it's light level 0. Basically, mobs only spawn in light level 0 or below ever since, I forget honestly exactly when, sometime around Caves and Cliffs update, they changed it from light level 7 to only at 0. And unfortunately, some of the light overlay things still go off of 7 instead of 0. But anyway, alright, now that this is lit up though, we can start looking at our lava generation. I think we decided, if we look at uses here, netherrack giving us more lava is actually kind of interesting. Especially because yeah, we can just do lava on both sides with netherrack underneath and be generating it. And it's the same generator we'd be using anyway. That is kind of interesting. I didn't know that, yeah, I think that's a relatively new thing. But when we were looking at heat rates, fire is 5x, superheating elements are 60, and I don't think superheating elements are really that far away for us, because we can make use of our steel this way. It'll cost us more coal than it would if we were doing it a different way. Although, could we even just get into mechanism right now with the amount of power we have? Okay, let me see. Because in order to do mechanism, in order to get steel via mechanism, we would need a metallurgic infuser. And actually, I really think we just need that and then an enrichment chamber. So what we could do is take one of our ore hammers here, grab a little bit of coal. We could grab some of this iron ore. We'll get this going here. We can use our ore hammer to turn this into dust. And then this into steel dust. And we only need 4 for now, because that'll make us our steel, which we can then use to make an enrichment chamber. We'll need glass, and I think the other thing was osmium, which I've got a whole bunch of in here. And then we do need circuits, which means we will need this metallurgic infuser, which is iron, furnaces. Need to eat. Starving too much to be able to run. Oh, and then redstone, duh. Let's grab some of that. And then we can make ourselves a metallurgic infuser. Awesome. And with this, the first thing we want to make here is going to be some of these control circuits. Because before we even make this enrichment chamber, what I want to make... Actually, no, we will make the enrichment chamber first. But I want to get some of these tier installers going right after. Because that will make it easier for us to generate these resources faster. So let's get some of this redstone in here. And actually, yeah, we'll just maybe do like 16 of these for now. So every one of these will get us 4, so we need 4 of these redstone. And what else do we need for this tier installer? The other thing I want to see is the upgrades. If those do take structural glass. Normally they only take regular glass, but in this mod pack, they take structural glass, which requires steel, which kind of makes upgrades a little bit more expensive here at the beginning. But not out of our reach by any means. So we'll use that tier installer here, and that will get us to where we can do 3 of these at once. And we'll also make one for the enrichment chamber. It will increase the amount of power, but we can make some energy upgrades, which will help us use less power. And actually, let me get some more redstone going. do 8 more. And we'll use those with some of our copper. To make ourselves, excuse me, some alloys. I think they're called just redstone alloys. Infused alloy. Alright, and this is the beginning of mechanism for us. Let's grab some of these resources while we're here. I think what we'll do then is we'll try to make some of these advanced tier installers. Get this going as fast as we can. And then we'll grab some of this gold here. Grab another one of our ore hammers. And we can go ahead and make a little bit of this structural glass, with this steel that we do have. And then use that to make us some energy upgrades. And that'll make this a lot more efficient. And we'll mix a couple speed upgrades with probably max energy upgrades for both of these. I think that's going to be one of our best bets here. And actually, we're going to need a whole bunch of steel. For our, how do you say? For our superheating elements. That's what we'll be using to make lava. And then we will also need them for the upgrades as well. Alright, let's toss that in there. Let's get some more steel going. And actually, I think we'll need 8 more. Alright, and then I'll come back whenever I've fully upgraded both of these. Alright, and with that, we've got both of these upgraded to their advanced tiers. And both of them have 8 energy upgrades and 4 speed upgrades. Which means that each of them, at their max, we just toss in this coal here, is going to be using 200 FE a tick, which we are generating plenty of, even including our use of these sieves and hammers here. Alright, so with that, we can go ahead and make quite a bit of steel. That's going to be our main focus here. We want to go ahead and toss pretty much as much iron as we can into here. Let's clear our inventory real quick. And we want to make a bunch of these superheating elements, which basically is just a bunch of steel, copper, and redstone, all of which we have plenty of. And actually, we can probably go ahead and start making some of these. What are we missing here? Glass. Alright, let's grab some of these. Let's maybe figure out, so if we want to keep the same boundaries here, we can go ahead and grab some of these cobblestone walls. And we can actually do something like this. Get the floor over here replaced. Get these placed down. Although actually, ooh, now that I think about it, we probably want this to be one more over here so that we can be pulling lava from both sides. Let's grab some more cobblestone. So this should almost be done. We will need more coal, so let's go ahead and get some more of that going. And actually, what I could probably do is use this stick here. Yeah, it's on horizontal. We can just make a second layer below this area. Perfect. Yeah, then we can do something like this. Toss these on here. Let's get some more of this steel going. Alright. Actually, do I have enough? I guess we would need this free. I was thinking about upgrading them to the next tier. Basically costs us diamonds, redstone, and copper. But this is going to take a little bit to work through. Alright, let's make some more. These, we'll need some more copper. Actually, I can get this osmium smelted. Probably don't need this dye in our inventory anymore. Same with the bars and the hopper. And let's get these turned into superheating elements. We need more redstone. Grab that. And we've got, honestly, a bunch of different options for how we can, like, burn this lava, what generators we can use. I'm not totally sure what I'm gonna go with yet. We'll look and see if it has anything it recommends. There is the same generator options. There's Powah. Powah could be an option for us. There is a mechanism like heat generator, but I'd rather not use that. In my experience, it's not super great. I think... How do we want to do this? Powah is definitely doable. I think we will be stuck... If we look up... What are they called? Not Powgen. The Magmators. Magmators? We'll probably only be able to get up to, like, Hardened for now. Each one of those is 200. And that's basically a whole bunch of iron. It's really just a lot of iron and then some gold for this hardened stuff. We'll need quartz for these energizing rods, but that's not too big of a deal. I think we might end up going Powah. We don't have access to these blazing ones yet, just because, although we do have blaze powder, actually, now that I think about it. So what would that be? I mean, 800 Fe a tick per generator, and we could kind of, you know, just scale it. Maybe that's what we'll go with then. I think that could be a good play for us. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna kind of build this out a little bit more, and then I will come back, and then we can work on setting up Powah. All right, now that we have gotten a decent amount of these crucibles, as well as these superheating elements set up, I do want to fully expand this to make a full loop around the outside eventually. But for now, this'll work for us. So what we're gonna do, I think, is bring this pipe down over here, and actually it looks like we'll need a little bit more of these pipes. And we'll try to bring this down over the side here. Oops. Looks like that didn't quite place how I was hoping it would. Let's go back up. And we're basically just going to run the pipes. This will be carrying our cobblestone. And we're just going to connect it to all of these. These will start generating us lava. And the reason I don't have these ones filled in is because we wouldn't be able to pull out of it with the pipes the way we have it. And I do plan on using the mechanical pipes, because they do have an internal storage. So it'll act like a buffer, essentially, of fluid between our crucibles and our lava generators. Okay, let's make a couple more of these pipes. Grab these. Get all that going. Oh, were we missing more of droppers? And then we will, yeah, get Powah set up after this. Alright, so there we go. We got that taken care of. then I think what we'll do is actually make this area over here our lava generators. So let's go ahead. We should have, yeah, a decent amount of steel left over. And I believe the recipe for these is just, yeah, buckets and steel. So we'll need a decent amount. We'll grab even maybe a little bit more. Do I have any? There's some iron. Like 3 more. Alright, and then we'll toss these here. Grab our steel. I think we'll actually upgrade them to the advanced here. Is it worth upgrading them? You know what, we'll start with these, and if we want to upgrade them later, we always can. So we'll get these placed. These will all be extracting lava. And then we'll just make a 3 wide row here at the end. I want to actually fill this in. Looks like we're a tiny bit short. Looks like we're missing steel. Did we have any more steel? Let me actually check the mechanism questline. See if this gives us... Yeah, some steel. Perfect. Yeah, there's a whole bunch. Awesome. So let's get these crafted. Get them upgraded. And we can actually toss this redstone in here. This is a good way. You get 12 redstone per. And then this coal. I shouldn't have done that. I think you get 2 per if you do it this way. I was gonna fortune it, but we don't have fortune yet. Anyway, toss this in there. We'll get even some more steel going. Alright, let's grab the rest of these pipes. These placed over here. And then, I want to see, does the pipe wrench work with mechanism? No, it just picks it up. If I do this, no. So we will need a configurator. That is the wrench from mechanism. Because we want to set all of those pipes to be exporting. So let's look up configurator. And it looks like we just need a little bit of iron. And then we can just come down here and then set these to extract lava. And it looks like we got a pretty big buffer here. We'll see how big eventually. I'm sure it'll fill up over time. To get these all set. But I mean, you can see we're already at, 300 buckets. Every 1,000 millibuckets is 1 bucket in Minecraft. All right, so we got all those going, and we'll put our generators over here. Speaking of generators, I think it's about time. We got those sorted. I want to upgrade You know what? This chest has nothing in it, so we'll just kind of dump our inventory in here. In order to get started with Powah, we need lots of this dielectric paste. And honestly, I think I might just use... I think we have a decent amount of blaze powder. Yeah, we'll just do that. We'll need coal. We'll need a little bit more clay. And we'll just make a whole bunch. That looks like a lot right now, but I'm sure we will be going through it relatively quickly. And then we'll make some of these. We'll make some of these. And these are what we will use to, let's see, where does it talk about power? Here it is. Some of these dielectric casings. So let's get some of these crafted. And the first thing we're going to need is energizing orb and energizing rods. So let's just look up energizing real quick. For this orb, we'll need some glass. We will also need quartz for this. And we can set this up just right here. Maybe even right here. And then we'll start off with these. We'll need redstone, iron, these capacitors. And we'll need quite a few of these. So let's get... Oh yeah, these aren't stackable, I forgot. We can toss a little bit of this dielectric paste in here for now. Alright, that gets us 4 of these. We can actually just, I think, go straight to upgrading. So we want to get these to basic tier. And then we can use these. We just put these on power. Any kind of power cables. And I think, I don't know, maybe all those will be in range. If not, it's not too big of a deal. And we just grab gold and iron. Toss one of each in here. And that'll make us hardened steel. This upgraded as well. All right, and then from there, we basically just have to make a bunch of this hardened steel, or this energized steel, sorry, not hardened steel. And then that is what will let us make our magmators. Yeah, so it's like this is just a bunch of iron and then some redstone. So we can, at the very least, we'll try to get 1. And actually, let's see if we can get up to blazing, maybe. So what else do we need for this? A bucket? I think. Yeah, there we go. That'll get us our first of those. We can get that upgraded to basic. And then we'll need some energized capacitor or hardened capacitors. And then that'll get us to hardened. And then we will need 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 5. So we need 9 blazing crystals, which will be 4 blaze powder. So not the fastest yet. We can upgrade these energizing rods, and that will increase the speed at which these crafts go. But I just want to get this crafted so that I can kind of show you the process here. And then I think that'll probably be the last thing we do today. In between episodes, I will work on expanding this power infrastructure down here. And then whenever we come back, we can start getting into some more serious automation, as well as probably try to get into AE too. Will be one of my next goals. But even this is not too slow, and it can also be automated. It's just that we're kind of in an awkward spot. We have so many things running off this one generator here. Alright, so let's make some of these blazing capacitors. One more of these. And just like that, we've got our blazing magmator, which will be generating us 800 FE per tick. So we can go ahead and toss that over here. And I think what we'll also do is get our flux network up and going. But yeah, I think this will be making us plenty of power. This will get us through, hopefully for a while, until we can probably start getting to like extreme reactors, and then that'll get us through probably up to end game. But yeah, I think that'll probably do it for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Y'all have a wonderful day.